is a gluten-free, high-protein cereal that contains all 9 essential amino acids. It's also high in fiber, antioxidants, and micronutrients that give it unique health properties. And in this video, I'm looking at 5 of its main benefits. Number 1, quinoa is very nutritious. Technically, quinoa isn't a cereal grain, but a pseudo-cereal. In other words, it's basically a seed that is prepared and eaten similarly to a grain and still counts as a whole grain food. It has been consumed for thousands of years in South America, although it only became trendy and reached so-called superfood status a few years ago. Now this is what the 3 main types look like. You can see there is white, red and black. This is the nutrient content in 1 cup or 185 grams of cooked quinoa. So there's 8 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, 58% of the RDA for manganese, and about 28 to 30% of the RDA for phosphorus and magnesium. And for folate, copper, iron, zinc, there's between 13 to 19% of the RDA, 9% of the RDA for potassium, and over 10% of the RDA for vitamins B1, B2, and B6. So you can see it's nutrient dense, and this is coming with a total of 220 calories with 39 grams of carbs and 4 grams of fat. It also contains a small amount of omega-3 fatty acids. Number 2, gluten-free and perfect for people with gluten intolerance. It's been reported that about 1/3 of people in the US are trying to minimize or avoid gluten. A gluten-free diet can be healthy as long as it is based on foods that are naturally gluten-free. The problems arise when people eat gluten-free foods made with refined starches instead. These foods are no better than their gluten-containing counterparts because gluten-free junk food is still junk food. Many researchers have been looking at quinoa as a suitable ingredient in gluten-free diets for people who don't want to give up staples like bread and pasta. Using quinoa instead of typical gluten-free ingredients like refined tapioca, potato, corn, and rice flour has been shown to dramatically increase the nutrient and antioxidant value of the diet. Number 3, very high in protein with all the essential amino acids. Protein is made out of amino acids. Now some of them are termed essential because we can't produce them, we have to get them from our diet. If a food contains all the essential amino acids, it is seen as a complete protein. The problem is that many plant foods are deficient in certain essential amino acids, such as lysine. Quinoa is an exception as it contains all the essential amino acids, making it an excellent source of protein. It has both more and better protein than most grains. With 8 grams of quality protein per cup, quinoa is an excellent source of plant-based proteins for vegetarians and vegans. Number 4, rich in important minerals. There are many nutrients in the modern diet that people tend to be lacking, particularly magnesium, potassium, zinc, and for women, iron. Interestingly, quinoa is very high in all 4 of those minerals. In fact, 1 cup contains 30% of the RDA for magnesium. Problem is it also contains a substance called phytic acid, which can bind to these minerals and prevent absorption into the body. But by soaking and or sprouting quinoa before cooking and consuming, you can increase the bioavailability of these minerals. So you can reduce the amount of phytic acid and increase the amount of nutrients absorbed. Number 5, contains the plant compounds quercetin and kaempferol. The health effects of real foods go way beyond the vitamins and minerals that we're all aware of. There are thousands of trace nutrients in there, some of which are extremely healthy. This includes interesting molecules called flavonoids, which are plant antioxidants that have been shown to have all sorts of beneficial effects on health. 2 flavonoids that have been particularly well studied are quercetin and kaempferol, and they happen to be found in large amounts in quinoa. In fact, the quercetin content of quinoa is even higher than typical high quercetin foods like cranberries. These important molecules have been shown to have anti-inflammatory, antiviral, anti-cancer, and antidepressant effects in animal studies at least. By including quinoa in your diet, you will significantly increase your intake of these and other important nutrients. At the end of the day, quinoa is a nutrient-dense, protein-rich whole grain that is naturally gluten-free. Pretty unique. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative. And don't forget to subscribe to the Authority Nutrition YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button below this video.